In 2024, the world witnessed one of the most mysterious stories in modern aviation history. It was a routine flight, a Boeing 787 departing from John F. Kennedy Airport in New York, bound for Los Angeles International Airport. On board were 250 passengers, all expecting a quiet, 6-hour journey. But what transpired on that flight was anything but ordinary. The weather was sunny, and the skies were clear when the plane took off on schedule. The crew of 8 was professional and relaxed, and the passengers were settling in for their flight. Some were watching movies, others were reading books, and a few were napping peacefully. Nothing suggested that anything out of the ordinary would occur. About 2 hours into the flight, things began to take a strange turn. A woman seated in row 12 started to notice something odd. The seat next to her was reserved for a man named Michael, a middle-aged software engineer. She distinctly remembered seeing Michael sit down next to her and buckle his seatbelt before takeoff. But now, he was nowhere to be seen. At first, the woman thought Michael might have gone to the restroom, but she realized that the seat had been empty for quite some time. She tried to dismiss the thought, but the unease grew. Eventually, she decided to inform a flight attendant. When she inquired, the attendant confirmed that all passengers were accounted for at takeoff and that there was no cause for concern. However, the woman insisted that Michael had been sitting next to her and that he was now missing. The crew responded to the report and began searching the plane. They checked the restrooms, called out names, and inspected every seat. But Michael was nowhere to be found. Seat 12B was completely empty. There was no trace of Michael. No bag, no shoes, not even a passport. Passengers began to grow anxious, and whispers spread throughout the cabin. How could someone disappear from a sealed aircraft at 35,000 feet? Theories started circulating among the passengers. Had he jumped from the plane? Was he kidnapped? Was he mysteriously transported to another dimension? The crew tried to calm the passengers and informed the captain of the situation. The captain decided to contact air traffic control and report the incident. Authorities in Los Angeles were alerted, and the captain was instructed to expedite the flight and land as soon as possible. Upon arrival in Los Angeles, authorities were waiting. The plane was evacuated, and a thorough search was conducted. There was no evidence that Michael had been on the plane after takeoff. Security cameras at the New York airport showed Michael boarding the plane, but he never appeared in Los Angeles. Extensive investigations were carried out by authorities, but all of them ended without answers. No trace of Michael was found anywhere. There was no evidence that he had left the plane, and no logical explanation for what had happened. The case became one of the most baffling mysteries in aviation history and remains unsolved to this day. Many people began to speculate about the truth behind Michael's disappearance. Was he the victim of a grand conspiracy? Was he subjected to a secret scientific experiment? Or did he vanish through some supernatural means? The questions were many, but the answers were few. The story quickly spread and became a topic of discussion worldwide. TV shows and documentaries began covering the story, but despite all the attention, no new evidence came to light. In the end, the story of Michael's disappearance remains one of those mysteries that may never be solved.